Yeah, and I think a massive kind of discussion point about it was what Price said in the interview. I mean, I watched the interview, and
Mhm.
he was kind of saying how what he needs his knee to do in order to be an NHL goaltender, he's not really capable of doing that on a season long level. He can't really continue that for a full season, which is concerning. And that's kind of a gray area. Kent Hughes kind of said this as well the other day. It's kind of a gray area for the Habs because if they don't have Price, it's going to be Allen, maybe Montembeault. If they do have Price, where does Montembeault slot in? So without the certainty of Price kind of being there or not being there, it leaves a lot of stuff goaltending wise up in the air for the Habs, and it adds an interesting caveat to their offseason for sure in my mind.
And not even considering that, like even if Carey Price says, okay, well, if I can't do this for a full season, maybe he could come back in a limited role, like as a backup goaltender. He'd be a fantastic backup goaltender. It would be less hard on the body. But do you really trust Jake Allen to be a 50 to 60 game guy? I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen how he was in St. Louis. He plays his best hockey on limited minutes, max 40 games a season. After that, he starts to struggle. He starts to show inconsistency issues, and he starts to struggle with the spotlight. It's one of the main reasons why the St. Louis Blues a couple years ago, right before Binnington got the call up, and they ended up winning the cup. It's one of the main reasons why the team wasn't doing well. It was Mike Yeo and his interesting coaching style, and it was also this lack of being able to fill in the spotlight of a starting goaltender that Jake Allen has. So even if Carey Price decides to come back next season in a limited role instead of the full blown starter role, I mean, are the Habs like ready for that? Like, are they able to support him and is Jake Allen able to support the team in such a larger role, I guess?
Yeah, I think I mean something that comes to mind right away is Price is the type of guy. I mean, you look at the trend of Montreal Canadiens goaltenders, and I mean you've got Ken Dryden, Patrick Roy, Carey Price. Those are the last three big ones, that have led this team for a considerably long amount of time. Although Dryden wasn't there for a necessarily long time, the success speaks for itself. So
Mhm.
filling in for Roy, they trade Roy, they bring in Jocelyn Thibault, and he was good, Jocelyn Thibault, but he never lived up to the hype that he was supposed to because he had to fill the shoes of Patrick Roy. No matter who you bring in to replace a guy like Carey Price, it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to fill those shoes. And that could take a long time, even if you're a guy like Caden Primo in the minor leagues, or the Habs have a good amount of goaltending depth in the minors in their prospect system as well. Does anyone have the capability to fill the shoes that Carey Price kind of leaves if he does leave? I don't know. I don't think so.